I'm here to let people know that Dr. Serber and Dr. Drone literally transformed my life. My teeth started getting bad probably about 30 years ago. I can remember one day I was eating a salad, I bit on a crouton, and it broke a tooth. And that was the first time, and that was 30 years ago plus. Eventually, more and more teeth started chipping. Then they started becoming extremely yellow. I am a former smoker, so that didn't help. I hadn't been to a dentist in, again, 30 years other than for emergency procedures because of my neglect. Like I needed root canals because you know, teeth went bad on me. Eventually, it got to the point where I became extremely unsocial. I couldn't smile. I couldn't eat what I wanted to eat. When I did eat, I couldn't chew. So I was swallowing my food improperly, affecting my digestive system as well. So I walked into Dr. Drone's office, met by his excellent staff, and I mean excellent, and they took me back. They did a 360-degree CT scan on my mouth. The doctor read it right away, and he told me, he said, "This is what I'm recommending."
We presented Tom with multiple options, and one of the options he selected was a full arch replacement of all of his teeth, upper and lower teeth.
But Tom is very particular. He's very cautious, and his approach is very meticulous in things, which is, I think, why he chose us here at Aspire Dental Implant Center. Going through the process with Tom has just been wonderful, and he's been working with Dr. Drone and myself from day one through the entire process, and after his surgery, he has had an incredible outcome.
The 4-on-4 was a fantastic solution for me. When I first looked in the mirror and I was able to smile, I actually had to smile broadly because it had been so long since I had smiled that the muscles in my face, I had to retrain them in order to smile because I hadn't smiled for so long. The look in the mirror of having teeth again, I can describe it as no less than incredible. I couldn't believe that I'd be able to smile again, that I would be able to be social again, that I would be able to date again because I was afraid to ask anyone out even on a date. Last year we had a family reunion and everybody remarked on how good my smile looked. And again, just the self-confidence, even to be able to talk to my own family. I was so afraid to smile even in front of them because even my family I didn't want to see. I didn't want them to see my bad teeth.
Tom's smile, his personality, everything has changed for him. He's really come out of his shell. I love every time I get to see Tom with his final result.
Every time he comes into this office afterwards, I could tell he had a hop in his step. He was smiling. He was just glowing with confidence. Since he's had his teeth, his personality has completely changed. He's an amazing individual, and he couldn't be happier now that he's gone through this procedure.
If there's anyone out there that is in a similar position that I was, that can't chew, that is in constant pain, that can't smile, that has no self-confidence, I strongly recommend Dr. Serber and Dr. Strone at Aspire Dental Implant Center. They are the best.
My dental problem started early in life. I fell when I was 10 years old, fifth grade, and cracked my front tooth. In cracking that front tooth, I guess I'll say that the dentist at that time just covered up the crack with another piece of enamel, and then I had a smile that had a crack in the front of it. In my early 20s, I decided I'm going to go and get my tooth fixed, and did. And it was a beautiful crown that was placed on the front, and it matched perfectly with my teeth. Over the years, things changed. Total discoloration. One tooth was white, one tooth was yellow. There was a massive crack, split in the teeth, and it was just too much. Although my smile was pretty, It no longer was the pretty that I liked.
Melanie came to our office because she had a flipper to replace a fractured missing tooth, and she wanted to have some options for a fixed teeth. So we decided to change her smile, provide her with some options, and one of the options was to have a full set of implants and teeth connected to the implants.
I came in, he gave me the story of all the different options I had, and I knew that I wanted to get the implants. I didn't want to have to take my teeth in and out again. I had enough.
Every time Melanie comes in her office, she's glowing. She's just ecstatic that she made the right choice, and she couldn't be happier than she is today.
And from day one to now, I've not had any problems. It has been an awesome experience. My friends can't believe it. When I say what I've gone through, they go, "Why did you do that?" And then I go, "This is why." I am forever grateful to Aspire Dental Center. They have made a change in my life that I couldn't have never imagined. My smile, my confidence, I am forever grateful.
I guess this all started a few years ago, and most of it was on my fault because I hadn't really been a regular at the dentist. And all of a sudden, I started having pain in my mouth, through my teeth when I chewed, and actually had some teeth were starting to fall out. When I came and had a Dr. Drone take a look at it and give me some advice on what I had to have done. And I wasn't a candidate for regular dentures. The reason I wasn't a candidate for dentures is I had a lot of bone loss in my gum area, and they just wouldn't be able to set them properly. They would be moving all the time, and we elected to go with the full implants. We got Dr. Drone because of my wife, who did a lot of research, even Vegas, Mexico, all over the country, and it just turned out, we live here in Valparaiso, and it turned out we got lucky and found Dr. Drone, that he came very highly recommended.
I met Stuart. He came into our office one day, and his concerns were that he had some mobility and some bone loss on his teeth, and it was becoming very challenging for him to chew. He's an elderly patient, and he also wanted to really enhance his smile. It was time for him to take care of his smile and get a better bite for himself so he could enjoy his retirement, because he's just new to that.
Yeah, my first encounter with Dr. Drone, actually, when we first came into the office, we were greeted very pleasantly. The staff was very attentive to us, and Dr. Drone my wife and I both immediately liked him. We felt that we made the right decision, and he was very capable.
So Stuart wanted to be able to chew better, and it was really important for him to have a smile. He's never been happy with his smile, and his wife came in, and we worked together as a team to develop a smile and a new bite for him. And after his procedure, he was just amazed that something like this, where he's been challenged by having a really nice smile and being able to eat what he wanted to eat, and now we provided him with a nice smile and a stunning result. And this day, every day he comes in, he just appreciates the fact now that he can have a great smile and still be able to eat the foods that he's always wanted to eat.
When everyone saw my new smile, everybody was impressed with it. I mean, they said that it made me look younger, it made me look more confident, and it just ecstatic what he did for me with my teeth. My wife is very happy with it. No, I would definitely recommend Dr. Drone, Dr. Stevenson, Dr. Serber. They're just a great team. Jenny, one of their assistants, is just personable, and they just make the experience very, very good.
Hi, my name's Jeff, and I had a full upper arch and 2 implants done by Dr. Stevenson and Dr. Drone. My problem started probably about 20 years ago. It seemed every year I would have to get a root canal, crown, and it was becoming to a point where it was yearly, and it was $7,000-8,000 every year. Basically, I started to end up pulling teeth rather than going through the expense of having them root canal, crown, and so forth. And it became a part where I had no teeth up here. I only had teeth up here and no teeth down here. And it was to the point where I couldn't chew food well. It was pretty bad. My wife and I had talked in the beginning of 2020 that we were going to take a loan out and have my teeth fixed. During all this, my mom had come down with pancreatic cancer. And she passed in July of last year. And one of her last wishes for me was to use some of the money and have my teeth done. And so that's basically when my journey started here.
Jeff came to our office. He just went through a really hard time in his life. His mother passed away from cancer, and provided him with one choice, and that was, Jeff, I need you to get your teeth fixed. And Jeff was missing multiple teeth. And we presented some options for Jeff, and Jeff selected to have full replacement of his teeth.
When I started talking to Dr. Drone, I felt very comfortable. He saw my issues right away. So he told me what my issues were, what his game plan was. I had a few options. I could actually get braces and do some work on the bottom, but then he used some kind of 3D program that mimicked what he was going to do, and he made it work so that I didn't have to wear braces for a year.
One of the amazing things with Jeff is he's a Michigan fan and I'm a Notre Dame fan, so we always kind of battled back and forth. And it was a very touching story because after he had his teeth placed in and we had the temporaries and everything was acceptable to him, I decided that our laboratory team would make a Michigan tattoo on his tooth. We made a Purple Heart tattoo on his tooth in memory of his mother. So that was really touching to Jeff.
I believe Alex is the woman here who does the hand painting, so it's all hand painted. So I have on my lower two implants, I have a heart with mom, and then the Michigan Block M logo. The first time I saw my teeth, they handed me the mirror, and it was a bit emotional. I'd never really smiled before, and when I looked and made the smile, it just felt really good. And I can remember my wife kind of tearing up a little bit. To go from not smiling to smiling was good. And the fact that I never knew I didn't do it. I catch myself doing it all the time now when I'm in the mirror, doing my hair, brushing my teeth, whatever. I see my teeth where before I was more closed. But it was a really good feeling. My self-esteem has grown tremendously. I wasn't a smiler before, and now I smile all the time. I catch myself smiling. My wife likes it because now when we take pictures together, I actually smile. She doesn't have to say smile. It's great. I mean, and I love showing them off, and I tell people about it all the time, and they're like, oh, wow, look at your teeth. It's good. It makes me feel good. So I was with my mom when she passed, but I could tell you if she saw my smile today, she'd be crying. She'd be extremely thrilled that I actually went ahead and did it.